Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll have a tutorial for Qing Xuan, or the Windmaster from Heaven Official's Blessing for you, and I successfully broke my backlighting again. I need to find a different solution for that because I tripped over the cable for the stupid fairy lights twice. So this is the second one I'm breaking because I stepped on it and I'm frustrated. So anyways, let's go! I start off by using some tape to lift up my cheeks and my eyebrows. Today I'm using the tape I bought at a local drugstore. Usually I use the one that I bought in Japan, but since I'm only recording a tutorial today, I don't want to waste my precious resources on wearing it for effectively 1 hour. You can see how I'm doing it. Just lift your face and the parts you want to lift up first to see how it looks and where you want to apply the tape, and then do as I do in the video. I then continue by applying some primer that I simply spread all over my face like your usual day cream. Don't forget to let it dry before continuing with your foundation that I'm showing over here. I used the Etude House Double Lasting Foundation for years and I'm very satisfied with it. Be aware that it doesn't really come in darker shades, so you might have difficulty finding your shades if your skin is on the tan side. Anyways, I'm using a sponge to apply it evenly all over my face. I like a rather unnatural look, which is why I'm doing it that way. If you have a not so high covering foundation and you still want to follow this tutorial, feel free to only cover the areas needed, but I prefer doing it like this. Afterwards, I use a concealer of the same brand to brighten dark spots, my eye bags and any skin blemishes and imperfections that you may have on your face. As with the foundation, make sure to blend it out properly. We don't want a greasy look. We don't want to just look like we put on heavy makeup. So take that extra time and blend it out as much as you need it to look kind of clean. To finish off our makeup base, I then continue using my powder. I have the one from Coscos that I also bought in Japan, but feel free to use whatever powder you like. You also can go for a shiny look. I prefer it matte, but that's entirely up to you. For starting off with our eye makeup, I'm going to use my contouring palette as I really like the brown shades it provides, and simply spread it all over my upper eyelid and my lower eyelid from the outside inwards to create a kind of gradient, but it's not too strong as the color is really pale anyways. I then immediately proceed by applying some eyeliner, as this is the main part of most of my makeup looks, and I'm building most of my shading with eyeshadow etc. around it. I first start at my inner corner and extend the eyeliner outwards to cover my eyelid, so to say, and later have an easier time to create the wing from there on outwards and like trace it back to my eye. Here you can see it pretty well. I also extended it a little in my inner corner because I feel like that looks more natural for me. Because if my eye only gets wider towards the outer corner, it sometimes looks a little awkward, and like this the look is more balanced and like well put together. Also note that I have been doing eyeliner for years. I have practiced that, so don't be upset if it doesn't look like that right away for you. The only tip I can give you is to kind of view your face as some sort of canvas, and your eyeliner is the paintbrush that you're using. So when you're drawing eyeliner, rather draw like your eyeliner in one swift motion. Do it steady, do it slow, do it properly, instead of drawing over it over and over again in the hopes that it will look good at some point. After my eyeliner dried, I continue with the first shading process with a darker brown shade from the opalescent palette. I start off at the outer edge of the eyeliner I just drew and start shading towards the middle of my eye to create a subtle gradient with the brown we used before. If you have hooded eyes like me, shade along your eye socket, not just along your eyelid, as your hooded eyes were probably going to swallow that. And don't forget to shade the lower eyelid as well. Like this, the look is slowly getting in place and somewhat visible where we're going at, and it makes it way easier to then track your process and create a nice shape. With a small brush and a dark brown, we now create a slightly rounded corner from the outer edge of our eyeliner towards the middle of our eye. I also extended towards the inner corner of my eye, but that's entirely up to you and how your eye shape reacts to that. Make sure to draw it slightly angled from the middle outwards, as this looks way more natural and for some reason straighter in pictures than it does when you actually just draw it straight out of your eye, because most likely it is not. With a very slim brown eyeliner, I then traced the outer edge of our before drawn line. This intensifies the depth and also visually connects it to our upper eyeliner and therefore creates a more clean shape visually. Afterwards, I draw on fake lower lashes with the same eyeliner. For that, I press down a little at the top part and then extend it outwards in a curved motion, in an outwards curved motion, and just extend it as long as I want it to be. In best case, you can make it fade a little at the end, but you need a lot of control of your brush in order to do so. It is a little tricky, but you can do it. Also, if you struggle with the middle lashes because your eye is kind of curved and round because you might have Western eyes compared to the Douyin tutorials we see online, I advise you to pull down your skin a little. You can still do it, it is just a little difficult to get there. On to the next shading stage, I shade the cut crease I created before just to create more depth and a little gradient. As you see, I love gradients. And afterwards, I'm going to continue to draw on my aegyothal or namina bukuro, however you want to call it. I still think there is no English term for that. Anyways, squint your eyes a little to see where your natural aegyothal would be located, and then shade along that crease and along your lower eye line. We do need to create that new shape, so don't just follow your natural eye, that's not what we're doing here. I also figured for a more masculine look it helps if the aegyothal is rather straight than rounded. I then go in with a dark brown shade from below our pupils and blend it outwards to increase the depth. With a bright beige, I then highlight my cut crease and finish the gradient that we have created beforehand. I might be delusional, but I am certain that it makes a difference whether you apply bright eyeshadow or simply keep your bright foundation underneath, and it just looks so much cleaner and nicer and blends in so well with the rest of the eyeshadow that I really recommend you doing that. Now grab your favorite mascara and apply it to your eyelashes. And we have reached my favorite part. Let's apply some glitter. I apply it along my cut crease directly below the dark part. This is very essential. Then I continue on towards the inner corner of my eye and connect exactly the line you're seeing there right now. And also a little bit on top of my inner corner because I feel like that suits me best. But feel free to try out what matches your eye shape. Now on to eyeliner number 3, a white one. With that we're going to get artsy. Trace your lower lashes, add extra ones, maybe trace parts of the line we drew before. It just adds depth and gives that artsy vibe. To be honest, I don't have a deeper reason for doing that aside from this. To match the look of our lower lashes, I then apply it towards the inner side of my upper eyelashes as well. It also gives a kind of artsy look, and when you close your eyes it is still rather black from the top. I don't know, I just tried it out and I loved how it looked. To finish the step off, I then continue to draw some small lines at the middle of my aegyo to highlight that aegyo, and also by doing some small lines it looks more artsy. I don't know, I just like the artsy vibe here. We're going to proceed with whatever product and shade we seem eligible for using as blush and create an under eye blush as I do in this video. If you figure out that under eye blush is not for you and not doing much for your face shape, I advise you to research different types of blush positions and just play around with it, see what fits. In a second we're going to proceed with our lip makeup, but before that, stay hydrated, drink something, because we all know if our lips are like flawlessly done, we will not drink again. To start this off, I'm going to extend the corners of my mouth alongside the line of my upper lip with a small brown eyeliner we have used before. I then take dark brown eyeshadow to shade the inner part of my lips and create a sort of heart-shaped form of my lips. You can try out whatever suits you best though. Coincidentally, this is the same shade that I'm using for my eyebrows, so I'm shortly going to do that. I don't do anything special, I just try to make them as straight as possible, as this gives me a rather masculine appearance. But aside from that, I just try to match the shade of my wig or have it a little lighter to look a little more friendly, because I tend to look very angry with dark eyebrows. I then grab one of my most favorite red lip tints, because in the manhwa we all saw the female appearance of Qing Xuan, and he has bright red lipstick there, or like she has bright red lipstick there. So I want to keep the appearance similar so that they look most alike as possible, just kinda gender switched. So that's why I'm grabbing that red one. I apply it towards the inner part of my mouth and then simply blend it outwards. Since I felt like it was a little too much for my taste, I take my makeup sponge again and apply some foundation on the outer parts of my lips. Reappearance of my contouring palette. We're going to finally contour our face now. I'm not going to comment too much on that. You can see what I'm doing here. Try it for yourself. If it doesn't work for you that way, please research your face shape and figure out what suits you best, because all of us are different and there's not one fits all. Last but not least, I grab this eyeshadow that I'm using as a highlighter, highlight the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, my cheekbones and the part above my lips. So that's it for today. If you have any more questions, recommendations, requests or whatever, drop it down below in the comments. I am sure to answer and wish you good luck with your own cosplay. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video, and see you next time!